Welcome to Warrior Wednesdays, where we meet everyday people overcoming life's obstacles. And with me is a man I had the pleasure of meeting at a charity event at Arnold Schwarzenegger's house, where I heard him speak. And when I heard him speak, I knew everybody had to hear his story. Tiandre Bellinger.
How you
Tiandre,
doing, Matt?
now, obviously, we can see not only are you in a police officer's uniform, you're in a patrol car, I believe, right now. We were supposed to have this
Absolutely.
conversation a few hours ago, but you were busy
Right. Fighting crime.
fighting crime. So this is an unbelievable story because you came to this event for After School All Stars with Arnold Schwarzenegger, and you told your story where you are an officer in Miami, but 10 years ago, you probably didn't envision being where you are. So tell everybody, starting 10 years ago, you're 22, is that right?
Right.
So 10 years ago, where was your life headed?
Well, Matt, at the beginning of my life, especially around the age of 12, 10 years ago exactly, um, I pretty much had a very challenging life, along with, having a single mom and, a lot of things going through. I had a attitude built up inside of me. So 10 years ago, friends dying from gun violence, just facing everyday's adversities and pretty much living in poverty.
It seems kind of hopeless around you. Where did you think your future was going to end up at that point?
Right. So at the age of 9, I developed the idea that I wanted to become a police officer. I don't know if I said it in California, but I was experiencing in my home watching domestic violence. Men hitting my mother. So I decided, of course, along with watching cops and, of course, losing those friends, I developed the idea, hey, become a police officer. You won't be able to save everything, but you just be I call it now being the change that you would want to see.
So at 9 years old, that's extraordinary to have that self awareness, to be surrounded by that, and instead of succumbing to it, to instead choose to be that change. What was it, do you think, in you that made you have that optimism?
It was so unheard of, for a young black kid living in Section 8, minimal bills, uh, getting free lunch, not having to pay. It was unheard of for kids like me. And I was always a kid with pride and wanting to be the best at everything that I set my mind to. And I wanted to do something that was abnormal, something that others didn't do, but it was the right thing to do. And
Mm-hmm.
at the time, I'm like, hey, I wanna become a police officer because not many people, that I knew was thinking of being that. Everybody wanted to play football. Everybody wanted to do this. Everybody wanted to do that. No, I wanted to be set apart. I wanted to be chosen. So I felt like that was my calling.
Now, I know at a certain point, you a mentor stepped into your life with After School All Stars, and you had a little time to talk about that. So, how did that come about? How did this person come into your life?
So one day I met this guy named Sean. Sean came to my school, and I believe he came there to see how the school was doing. And my teachers there, they had me say a poem that I was preparing for a competition in front of Sean. Poetry was my way to release that anger. That's what I found out through All Stars. So I was able to perform for Sean, and I pretty much blew the crowd away. After School All Stars would always call me, hey, come, we want to put you out there. We want you to perform. We want to show everyone what you got. We want to show everyone where you came from. Ever since then, it has been that. The first time that I ever left the state of Florida was with After School All Stars. I went to New York City to be on TV. I also went to Washington, D.C. to meet the First Lady with After School All Stars with Sean. So, and Sean even upgraded the flight there to first class. The only time I ever flew first class. These are unheard of things for at-risk youth.
At risk
People
youth.
like me. After School All Stars teaching every 26 seconds, somebody drops out. This is
Oh.
unheard of for people like me. You know what I mean? So I just was blessed, to be able to meet him, always getting advice, calling him whenever I need. Just this past Father's Day, Sean only has 2 daughters. Just this past Father's Day, I said, Happy Father's Day from your only son. You know,
Oh,
and I just appreciate him, and I appreciate the whole All Stars program. You know, everybody involved. You know, because everyone's made a direct difference in my life.
so what is that like now? Again, you have this vision, and then Sean comes into your life to start to nurture it. What does it mean as you're going through your formative years to have someone there, but to have a group there that's supporting you?
So once I saw that I had people on my side, you know, people want to help, people want to be involved, it was like I can't let people down because it wasn't only Tiandre that I was representing. I was representing all these other people who were depending on me to be good. And I was even happy that they saw something in me that I didn't even see in myself.
Mm-hmm.
So, and I mean, sometimes it was mind boggling. Sometimes I wanted to give up. Sometimes I wanted to quit. But I kept telling myself, you have to do it. You have to do it because Matt didn't, and I tell young kids this now. I started preparing for 22 when I was 12. I
Wow.
didn't I didn't start acting older than my age, but I started acting how I should be now when it was then. Because today we have to do that because everything that you do in your past will come back. I was forced at an early age to I was fortunate enough at an early age to realize that I had to do that then so that I
Mm-hmm.
could be where I am now. So and that really helped. That really helped. So just being persistent, you know.
As you look back, what do you think really drove you most to become the man you are?
It will probably be it will if it wasn't for After School All Stars.
Wow.
It will probably be that. That probably was the biggest motivator. You know, on top, there's a bunch of things, Matt. On top of having, you know, a single mom, you know, my mom is my biggest fan.
Yeah.
You know, on top of, you know, me realizing that all that I have is my name, and that I want streets named after me, I want schools named after me, and you know, all of that stuff motivated me. So it's kind of hard to choose one, you
Yeah.
know, but it will probably be because this and I used to be on America's Promise Alliance, the board of directors aimed at, you know, increasing the national high school graduation rate to 90% by 2020. And I will always tell them this. You know, I will be in a meeting with all of these executives of AT&T and United Way and all of these big bosses and little old Tiandre as a student. And I would tell them my biggest motivation is because if I would have only knew you guys were sitting in a circle talking about how to make me better, it would have made me better.
Wow.
And if I got to experience that early on, I saw people in circles arguing, bickering, going back and forth saying, no, we need to do this because this is what they like. No, we need to actually do this to make them better. And that definitely motivated me. And I always saw After School All Stars doing this.
For people who are wondering how important after school all stars can be, can you just explain what a difference a program like this can make for kids in shaping their futures?
You see me in this uniform now, but if it wasn't for After School All Stars, you would see me in that back seat right there.
Wow.
And
Wow.
that's or maybe you'll see me in the cemetery down the street every single day. You know, I believe in Christ. You know, I wake up, I thank God for life. And I thank God for After School All Stars. You know
Mm-hmm.
what I mean? Like this program, without it, if I didn't have this program between the hours of 3 p.m. and 6 p.m., it is a guaranteed fact that I would be dead. I believe it. I believe it. 2 days ago, Matt. 2 days ago, I'm still experiencing the gun violence. 2 days ago, I just had a middle school friend who was gunned down. They shot over there 51 times.
Oh,
Still experience it. It's more evident today that we get our kids into program, any program, after school all stars, programs for single mothers, program for single mothers, any program that keeps a kid out of the streets and in the books, it's more evident today more than ever. If we care anything about our kids, if we want to give them the best opportunity to be warriors, we would treat the summer Yeah, a break. Yeah, time to have fun. A time to stay up late a little bit. But we would still keep them in the books, and maybe we would still take them, to a job, teach them some responsibility, but keep them in a program. If you send a kid to a summer, if you send a kid to a summer camp from 7 a.m. to 5 p.m., ain't no need for them to go outside when they get home.
Right.
There's no chance for them to be a victim to the streets. And that's what it's about. And it that's what these programs do. They decrease the prison because it teaches them a mindset. And the sad part is that some of the people that do end up in the backseat of my car, once they get back there, they realize the potential that they have. Right. And you can hear it in their voice. But they need that program to guide them.
It's unbelievable. And it's so powerful to hear you saying that if it weren't for the program, instead of being in the front of the car, you'd be in the back of the car. What does it mean to walk around now as a Miami police officer?
I'm always thinking in my mind, wow, I can't believe that I'm doing this. I'm doing exactly what I said I wanted to do. I can't believe it. And it feels great. And it always feels surreal. And, the only time that I have to snap out of those dreams is when, I'm faced with danger right in front of me. I got to act, but every day is surreal. I try to, talk to people every day because I'm in the same neighborhood. So I try to tell them, look, I am you. Wow. You're not hearing this from a stranger. Like, that sidewalk you walking on, I used to walk to school. That bus stop you're standing at, yeah, I had to wake up early to catch that because mom didn't have a car, So I just try to let them know, I'm exactly from around here too.
So what is that like to be able to talk to these kids, to give them advice? It's probably tough because you feel like, with the police, how is it? Do you feel like you can reach them, or do they only see the badge, or do they see someone who was them, could have been them, and made it out?
Well, first of all, I believe every kid could be reached. And I've had long discussions with people before. Some people think that not every kid could be reached, but I believe that every single child is able to be reached. They don't know much, so that means that you can teach them much. That's just how I believe. But today's times is very, very challenging to get through to our young people, and that's because of the things that are happening around the world. And that's a whole nother interview, here nor there. Right. But I do what I can. I do the most that I can. Just very quickly, I met a kid before, and when I was working, and very bad, very bad, very bad. I had to give him a ticket. I gave him a ticket. The next time I saw this kid, fell in love with him. Why? Because of the potential that I know he had. I let him know the potential that he had. I gave him my personal phone number. He asked me for $1. And he about 13, 14. I say, look, I'm only about 6 years, 7 years older than you. You like my little brother. I'm like, look, I want to teach you. This is why you could get stopped. This is what you have to do next time you get involved with the police. You don't have to, be rude, disrespectful. It's a certain way to do things. These are the things that you can do. And look, I see this kid today. I give him a hug. He has no problem coming up to me now. We never have a problem. He could call me right now, Matt. He could call me on my phone right now. Tell me to go to his house because he needs me, and I'll go. I told him to call me anytime when I'm off or anything. And then that's what I try to do. I try to build these relationships. Not all of them would include me, giving out my number and, being that close. But all of them would include, hey, man, that's Officer T. He's a good guy. I have a different outlook on police. And, hey, man, maybe that could be me one day. And I always tell them, you don't have to be the police. This job is not for everybody. I wake up every day and I put my life on the line for total strangers. And I do it with a smile, even if it ain't worth smiling for. And it's not for everybody. So I tell them, look, The goal is that you be something. If you want to be a car dealer, if you want to sell cars and you want to be the owner, you be the best at what you want to be. As long as it's at the right side of the law, I salute you.
Now, as part of Warrior Wednesdays, we donate $250 to the charity of your choice. I think I know what charity is, but I'm going to let you say where you'd like that money to go.
After school all stars.
That's what I figured. Now, what I love too is not only did you have a clear vision for what you wanted to become at 22, which is a police officer, you have a pretty clear vision for what you want to be in the future. So I want to let you share that as well because I love your goals.
So ultimately, I really want to be the president of the United States of America.
And I have a feeling you could very well be there. So, which, by the way, where did this come from? You said at 9 you were already doing poetry. You were expressing yourself. Where do you think this ability to have something to say, but be so good at expressing yourself? Because you had a room full of 250 people at this charity event, just captivated with the way you speak. Where did that come from?
Well, I've been speaking since elementary in oratorical competitions. But as I got older with the after school all stars, sorry that everything's come back to them, but I learned how to channel that. And my dreams pretty much developed, Matt. I wasn't gonna let myself go backwards. I said I wanted to be a police officer. I said, okay, I'm gonna be a police officer. Okay, then I want to go to law school. Okay, when you go to law school, wait. I want to be a big time politician. Why not the president? I always want to aim for the abnormal things that people don't reach for.
Right.
I hear people say all the time, the sky is the limit. It's not. The sky is not the limit to me. I'm reaching for unbelievable heights. I'm very short. I'm 5'6", 66 inches. I'm very short, but I want to reach as far as I can go. And I'm just so blessed that I can't even tell you why I speak the way that I speak. I listened to the video of the clip of when I spoke, and I couldn't believe it.
It was amazing. It really was. It's so wonderful to hear. And so the last thing I want to do is maybe this is a message to 12-year-old you, but more likely, if there's a kid out there right now whose future isn't as bright, what would you say to that kid out there as someone who was there and who really has changed your future?
I would say to them, peer pressure is evident. It happens. Bullying happens. I would say to them, dreams can come true. And throughout any obstacle and throughout any bad thing that you ever experience, you little 12-year-old, don't ever think that when you become successful, it won't still happen. The point is that you develop the mindset to push through. Now is the time to realize blood, sweat, and tears will come. But I want you to see through me. I want you to see through another young person. You can make it. You are somebody special. So don't stop fighting. Don't stop pushing.
I love it. Tiandre, Officer Bellinger, soon to be President Bellinger. I can't thank you enough for your time and sharing your story. And you wrapped it up perfectly. That's what I always say is thanks for watching Warrior Wednesdays and keep fighting. Dude, you are such a charismatic and motivating speaker. It's wonderful to catch up with you, Tiandre.
Thank you so much, man. I appreciate the opportunity. Anything you ever need, anything any warriors ever need, I'm definitely at your service.